So this morning I am at a commercial local to me, and something that I often wonder is, with all modern day technology and fishing and all highest end gear, what is the actual limit? You know, how far can you push yourself using like an old rod, for example? And today I've brought you here and I'm going to find out just exactly if old rods are up to the job. I'm on a little pond here called Reed Pool. There's a few carp in here. It's not absolutely rammed with them. I'm just going to be fishing with a few micros and a couple of wafters, and that's pretty much it. And the weapon of choice for today is, I don't want to call it a cheap rod challenge because this one was gifted to me, but this is a Hardy Swimfeeder 10-foot quiver rod, and it was gifted to me by Mr. Roy Dickens. I actually went to go and pick up some tackle off him on Facebook, and he gifted it to me and said I can have it. Now, some of you hardcore, die-hard Hardy fans will notice that this shouldn't really be on a swim feeder, and that's because at some point in its life this has either been cut off or it's snapped, and somebody made a collar so they could actually push in their own quiver tips, and unfortunately none of those came with it. And trying to repair a Hardy to its completely original state is just an absolute no-go. So I've spliced in a new tip, I've given it a bit of white paint, and yeah, it's pretty much a perfect match. Today I'm going to be using this on this pond and see if I can get a couple of carp on it and just see what its limits are. It'd be very easy for me to use a very modern reel like an intensity or even an inertia. But today I have dug out a Team Daiwa long cast reel. It's got a clip on it which will help me today. I'm going to be fishing just a standard Preston banjo feeder, and I'm going to chuck out somewhere over there near that island and see if I can hook a few carp for you. So let's get stuck in. So pellets, fishery pellets only here. Get them out at the tackle shop, nice and cheap, and you get loads in a bag, so no need to make them all up at once. There's not a million and one different ways to do your pellets, but what I like to do is get a Preston strainer like that, Preston tub full of water, and just simply drop it in like that. Give them all a bit of a mix just to make sure they all take on some water. And then I'm just going to leave them in there for probably a minute and a half. Lovely and cold this morning. Don't know as though we're going to do much on here today because the place is absolutely matched up everywhere. So just going to have a quick short session and just see if we can get some carp on this old rod. I mean, as far as entertainment goes, who doesn't want to see carp on a Hardy swim feeder? Now, and from what I've been told about this Hardy swim feeder, its manufacture year was 1962 or 64. If I'm wrong, whack it in comments. But it means that it's 60 years old and it's still going. And this is why using a Preston bait strainer for your pellets is perfect, because you can just take them out like that, put them on your side tray, they'll drip out. And the rest of your water you can just pour away like so, and then when they've done straining off you can put them straight into your maggot tub and they're ready to go. Quick change bead from Preston, hook length just goes over the top like so and just pulls into place, and you push the bead over the top so it can't come back off. I'm fishing with a size 14 MCMB hook with a spike on, and that means with these wafters I can just pierce one straight through the bottom like so, and there we have it. Hook bait on the spike, out of way, and then feeder. Right, so I'm all clipped up. I'm going to put a bed of pellets in my feeder, put my hook bait just in the top, and just cap it off like so. Don't want to press them in too much. And then let's fire it out. There we go. Down onto rest. I'm clipped up as well, so need to kind of be vigilant, just making sure. In fact, just to be extra accurate, I want to get my stopwatch on the go as well. So that can go there, that can go there, that there, that there. Lofters. Right, let's see if we can get a carp on a 60-year-old rod. I might even have to deploy a jacket soon because it is not warm. It's just past cold. It's chilly. It's just chilly. A bit of wind on today as well. Not had any wind or rain. Not had any wind or rain for nearly a week now around this area. So we're definitely due some. Not going to drink too much tea either because I'll be going for the toilet all day. So depending on what sort of response I get, that'll determine how long I leave it out for. So I'd be quite happy to leave it out there 10 minutes at a time today, with how cold it is. But if I start getting lots of indications, oh, fish on. 4:28. So Roy, let's see if your Hardy is up to the job today. Don't feel a big fish, so that's good news for us. Not going to be snapping us to bits or anything. I've turned back wind off on this reel because it makes an horrible ratchet sound as you turn it. What we got? Looks like a little carp. Get that over there. There we go. First fish on the Hardy Swimfeeder. Is a, oh, it's not, it's a little carp. Little common carp, look. Absolutely stunning, him. He's not long since gone in. Again, hooked it bottom lip. A nice quick fish on the Hardy for you, Mr. Roy Dickens. So let's get you straight back in there. Right, so, and fill up the feeder and get out for another one. I do not mind catching little carp like that all morning, so let's just hope that nothing huge comes along and ruins his day. So again, a few micros first, hook bait in the top, and then just a couple of micros on top, just to cover it. You don't need to absolutely bury it on a day like today. So, get your target, come back. There. Oh. Bit of a malfunction then on cast, but we'll live with it. So, reset my stopwatch. So that's now fishing. Get it in my butt rest. I've got a gripper rest as well, just because I don't fancy it being dragged off anytime soon. It's one of them. It's a bit daunting because it's old, but just that little bit more daunting because I've put a tip in it. So, you know, it's early days yet, but we survived one fish. So let's just see how we go. This teamed hour long cast reel as well. Plenty of spool on it to get a cast out there. We are really having to punch the rod, so the reel's actually really helping with this old rod. So if anyone you're a bit cautious about using an old rod, you know, get a nice big spooled reel and it'll just help you on the cast as well. And I'm not going to jinx it, but hopefully we get some more. 4 minutes 58 so far, so we're about at that same sort of time frame as when that last one come. So I might stick to 10 minutes, we'll see yet. I don't want to be putting a load of bait out there. Notice how I'm not spraying it with my Brazilian answer or putting in the Rainbow Crush. Simply because I just want to keep it as simple as possible. Like if they're going to hone in on anything, I want it to be just what's in the feeder. By putting extra attractants in the feeder, you'll end up creating like a bubble effect of attractant around your feeder, and that's not what I'm after. Little drop back then. There's definitely a fish at the feeder now. That fish on. Oh. Pulled out of him. Get it back out there. That's it. A dial long cast. Making easy work of it. Down at rest. Reset your stopwatch as soon as you're back down, because that's when it's fishing. Oh, there we go. Right, so now we've got a few fish in area, and they're obviously feeding, which is good. And from that last bite, I did lift up and there was something there. It just felt like another small fish. So even if we can just catch a few of them small carp today, that'd be ideal for this session on this rod. Oh, there we go. That one's on. Let's try and draw him back before he fights clip on reel. I'm not a backwind person at all. So, but I refuse to let you hear the sound this reel makes when the backwind is turned on. Not the best action rod going, but I don't think that were their intentions all them years ago. I think it was just meant to be able to cast something out. What we got? Another little carp. Get him up. But my tip's hanging in anyway, so can't be all bad. Yeah, another baby carp. There he comes. There we go. So he's probably about the same size as the last one. And again, oh, hooked in top lip, just in the corner at top lip that time. But another little carp. Another one for you, Roy, on your Hardy rod. So let's get you straight back in and find another one. I tell you what, after the first couple of fish on a day like today, it gets exciting, doesn't it? But I think it's forecasted to be about 10 degrees today, so a little bit warmer than yesterday. And again, that's all the feeder looks like. Just a few micros over the top of that hook bait. So let's punch this one back out and wait for another one. Oh, I didn't look at time, did I? Well, it's 5:25 now, so what was that? Probably about 4 minutes we got that one. Right. So let's wait for another one. Oh, not done my stopwatch. What am I doing here? Too excited. Not even done my stopwatch. And again, nothing complicated. Just wafters and micros. And Holly has given me a good luck bracelet as well, so hopefully it's that that's working. Right, so 10 minutes on that one. So I'm going to come in and recast. Right, so I have now deployed Celsius jacket, the old style one as well, depending on you've got one of these. Warmest jacket Preston have ever done. Right, reload feeder, get back out for number 3. Oh. Not happy with that one at all. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Right, so reset, start. And then people just wait for another one. Still yet to experience a big fish on this, and for the first time in a long time I hope that I don't hook a big fish. I mean, I'll try my best and play it in, but a big heavy fighting fish on this rod, just a recipe for disaster. So yeah, play it safe for now anyway. Oh, look at that, fish on, nice and easy. Yeah, and just hold him up here because I don't want him to go towards that snag out there. Oh, there he goes. Just playing him to the right hand side at camera simply because there's a couple of chaps fishing to my left and I don't want to play him to my left, so he goes over there. Is he coming back? Not in open water now. But another carp on the 60-year-old rod. It's working a treat actually, to be fair as well. Looking really nice. And again, I've not got my back wide on because this reel sounds horrible. So I have got it turned off. Oh, what's this one? Oh, he's off. Oh, just rolled at last minute and he's come off. So yeah, you do lose some, just as much as you win some. But I think you're another little tiny mirror. Not quite sure how or why that happened, but everything's fine on rig end. Let's just get back out for another one. And again, that we're just at that 10.5 minute mark. There we go. A bit too close that, but hey ho. Right, reset the stopwatch. Back in. So I've caught 2, lost 2. Yeah, bring it over here, mate, and I'll put it in bin. Holly's just found an absolute destroyed rig. I mean, that's a pole rig. And that line on there, that's got to be 12-pound line on that pole rig. That's ridiculous. So that can come home with me and go in the bin. So because that fish come between that 10 and 11 minute mark, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to open that window up a little bit more. I'm going to actually sit here probably between 12 and 15 minutes now waiting for a bite. If they come any earlier, then obviously I'm going to cast out quicker because I'll be casting back out with a fresh feeder. But yeah, getting a few indications, and I did say that I'm just going to leave it for that extra minute, and off it went. Yeah. Oh, fish on. Small fish. Very small fish. Hopefully he stays on. Very, very small fish. Probably going to be a roach, a chub, skimmer. I could just reel off all the different species of fish, but he's a very, very small one. It's like an hide. Is he an hide? What we got on the Hardy? Roy? There's a roach. Lovely roach on the Hardy. Not exactly the intended species with what we're fishing with, but everyone loves a nice roach like that. So I'll whack him straight back in. Get back out for these carp. That were about 12 minutes in that. So a few pellets in the feeder. Hook bait in over top. And then just cap it off with more micros. There's no need to really press them in. We're not fishing in warm water where feeders break down really easily. It's really cold out there, so absolutely no need at all to be pressing loads of pellets in. Right, on that cast, I've just come off an island, probably about 3 foot from where I've been fishing, just to try and find just probably a little bit deeper water. And not only that, but I've just had a massive coot fight right over the top of my feeder. It went on for a good 5 minutes, so I don't know. I know fish do hang around when stuff like that happens, but I'm just trying to avoid as much non-fish catching obstacles as possible. Few weird indications there. Is that going to be fish on? 2 minutes 59. Fish on. Again, not a big one. Might even be another roach. But really hanging on that one. Not fighting at all. Oh, skimmer, I think. Lovely. Oh, he's off. Lovely shiny skimmer. So only downfall with fishing with this rod is that it's a really stern rod. And small fish, obviously because there's not a lot of give in the rod to hold them on. Small fish have got no chance in staying on, like that small carp and that skimmer there. So let's get back out, but it don't just stop at carp, does it? A couple of skimmers will be nice as well. Right, so straight back out on the spot. There we go. Hit that clip every time. Down onto rest. Reset the watch and wait for another one. Oh, and that is fish on, and 2 minutes 29 seconds that one. Oh, it's a bit angry. Does it come back? Yeah. Again, only feels another small fish, but it's welcome. I say it's 6 degrees today, so it's not exactly warm. So anything's a bonus. Let's see if we can get this one. Oh, there's another little carp. So there, Mr. Roy Dickin is carp number 3 on the Hardy Swimfeeder. Absolutely nailed. But they are what I've come for. So let's get him straight back in. Let's see if we can get some more of them for you, Roy. No matter what tackle you have got at home, you can always get the old tackle out and get yourself down to your local fishery and enjoy a couple of hours carping. There we go. So reset the stopwatch, put my lid on my wafters, and we're ready for another one just like that. And again, there's going to be a lot of you watching, and you've probably got Hardy at home. I've probably got best part of 15 or 16 different Hardy rods. Some have never had a reel put on the handle, ever. And then there's some that have been heavily used, and they are just not even collector's items anymore. They're just an old rod with some heritage to it. But if you've got a Hardy, or any rod, a vintage one, and it's worth a few quid or whatever, you can get out and catch a few fish on it. It doesn't stop there. I mean, ideally, if you've got one that's pristine and it's worth more than your in-laws, then probably bypass using it. But yeah, 1960s rod, and it's still in action in 2024. Oh, another one. Is that on? Another small fish, I think. Probably going to be another skimmer with the way this one's coming in. But I'm going to take it steady. Ooh. Absolutely buried in leaves. There we are. Nice little skimmer. Again with comfort carp, but a little skimmer like that never goes amiss. So let's get him back in. What was that? About 5.5 minutes, that one. Alright, a few pellets, hook bait, and then a nice lid on it as well. There we go. Right, straight back out for another one. So, rod down, I've got an ocean of leaves in front of me here, which isn't doing me any favours, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to have to put my back wind on just while I tighten up, just to keep a bending tip. Reset my watch, and just wait for another one, people. Oh, 3 minutes 34. Might be another little carp, I think, this one. Oh, that ratchet sounds awful on this reel. Again, reels from early 90s, late 80s, I think. A brilliant reel. Is it a carp or another roach? Oh, looked a bit skimmery, that, then. Come on. Oh, there's another skimmer. Oh, hide him then. There we go. So, this time, Roy, another skimmer for you. Still got my wafter as well, so thank you for that. But, another skimmer on the Hardy. See, never ever turn down a free rod, especially when it's a gift as well. But, I want some big wobbly carps on it. If you could just stay away for a bit, Mr. Skimmer, that would be lovely. That were a bit too close for my liking, but let's just go with it. Right, reset my stopwatch, and we're fishing again, just like that. Nice and easy. And again, if you're having a nice, easy, comfortable day's fishing, especially when it's this cold, it just makes it that bit more tolerable for you. So never put off a day's fishing because it's cold out. There's some great fishing to be had. Just got to go on the right place, on the right day, using the right method, and you'll be absolutely fine. Oh, 5 minutes 13. That wind off. Seems like a better fish. Oh. $60-year-old rod. Playing a carp at a commercial. Hopefully this one isn't camera shy. A bit better. Oh, little mirror carp. Oh, don't go in there. That's it. Oh, there we go, got him. Right, Mr. Roy Dickens. Still a baby one, but a bit bigger than the rest. Let's get that out of the way. But here we have a lovely little mirror carp on a 60-year-old rod. So hopefully we can get a few more of these for you. Yeah, let's get him back. There he goes. Right, so filling feeder back up, few pellets in, hook bait, few pellets over the top. And that one was actually from closer to the island, so I'm going to try and get it back in the same spot with my team Daiwa long cast. Oh, I don't know if I'm happy with that or not. No, I'm not happy with that. Too close to a snag, that. Back out there. That'll do. Not the same place as last time, but it's not far off. Right, reset the stopwatch and wait for another one. Right, time for a brew. Don't want the classic cup of tea bite where I'm pouring a brew and it runs off. And again, if any of you anglers out there are fair weather anglers and you're thinking about doing a bit of winter fishing, get a flask and take it with you, because sometimes a nice warm cup of tea between bites is the difference between staying for another 5 hours and going home in the next 10 minutes. 100% get yourself a flask. Fill it with whatever you want, but get yourself one. That fish on, 1 minute 17. No. Oh. What we got? We've got a little roach or something. What we got? Oh, look at that for a fish to finish on. A little tiny miniature skimmer. How he's managed to get that hook in his mouth, I'll never know. But that little fish right there is going to be the fish that we finish on today, fishing with this 60-year-old Hardy Swimfeeder rod. So let's get him back in there and see if we need to get landing net wet for him. Right, going to pack up. It's just been 3 hours fishing for you, nice and simple, just gets me out this morning. And I just wanted to feel one carp underneath this Hardy rod just to see what it were like. It were a gift to me. I've done some repairs to it, and not only that, but it's quite exciting catching carp on a 60-year-old rod. So let's get packed up and conclude the session. Just to conclude this session, we've only been here for 3 hours, just under. Had loads of fish, but we've managed to get a few on camera for you as well, so awesome stuff. And the purpose today was to fish with this Hardy Swimfeeder fishing rod, all the way back from the 1960s, and a special rod because one, it's a Hardy, and two, because this one was gifted to me by Mr. Roy Dickens. So thank you, Roy, for this. I mentioned at start it had been sheared off. What I've done is I've spliced in an old rod, probably from the same period, same eyes, and just put a bit of a white paint on there and just finished it off with a bit of resin. And today it's handled carp, skimmers, roach, you name it, and a lovely mirror as well. So the Hardy Swimfeeder definitely put some hours in today. I've topped it off with a Team Daiwa long cast reel, which against today's modern reels, it's not ideal, but in conjunction with this rod, an absolutely perfect combination. So we're going to leave it there. Only a quick one today for you, but if you've got any old tackle at home, and I mean old tackle, and you're just thinking, I wonder what it's like to go out and catch a few carp on it, get out, catch a few carp on it, go and enjoy yourself. If you've got an Hardy that's worth an absolute fortune, probably don't use it. But this one, I've sort of made it my own. It were a gift, and you'll be seeing this in many future videos. Anyway, that's enough of me talking about the Hardy Swimfeeder. So, from me and this lovely Hardy rod, gifted to me by Mr. Roy Dickens on Facebook. Thank you very much for that, Roy. It will be used a lot, believe me, it'll be used a lot. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, or even better, if you want to leave a few comments, drop them down below and I'll answer them wherever I can. So from me and this Hardy rod, we will see you on the next one.